Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. The convention started last night, and something unusual happened. Donald Trump appeared at the convention. That's something that usually does not happen on the first night, but Donald Trump was anxious to get there. And he walked in about halfway through. I think it was probably 10 o'clock Eastern, 10:30 Eastern. He was different. He was different. I don't know how to describe it. Don Jr. had tears in his eyes. I think probably a lot of people did. And I saw a softer man. I for the first time, I saw, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe somebody who went, I shouldn't be here. I was not supposed to be here. And here I am. And I think it was a humbling moment, and I'm anxious to see what Donald Trump has to say. He walked in. People are making fun of him for walking in with a big bandage on his ear. Well, he lost part of his ear. This is such a miracle. There was a 5-mile-an-hour wind, and just that, and him turning his head, made all the difference in that. Remarkable. Now, when he walked out, people were chanting at the convention. Here's that sound. Cut 7. So now, let me put this into context, because you will hear people say, they were screaming, fight, fight, fight. Yeah, they were. They were. For a couple of reasons. First of all, in something that I thought was one of the most heroic things I have seen from a president in a very long time, President Trump, unlike I think I would be, stood up after being shot in the head. He's disoriented. You can see that he's kind of had the wind knocked out of him from the dog pile of the Secret Service. He's standing up, and he makes a point. You can hear him on the tape saying, wait a minute. And he's telling the Secret Service to stop rushing him off of the stage so he can let the people know that he's okay. And he raises his fist, and he says, fight, fight, fight. That is a hero moment. No matter what you think about Donald Trump, I'm sorry, that is just stirring to see somebody who, for political reasons, they tried to kill, they hit him, and he still stands up. The reason why people admire Donald Trump is that they have put him through everything. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to call him all kinds of names. They've tried to destroy his business. Then they tried to put him in jail. They've done everything. Impeachment 2 separate times. They smeared him and his family, and now they tried to kill him. And the guy is not stopping. Why? Well, either he's a psycho that just loves pain and destruction, which he doesn't, or he actually believes in something that's worth fighting for. And what is that? Donald Trump doesn't believe in the global government. He doesn't believe in the global economy the way it's being fashioned now, in much more of a fascistic way, with public-private partnerships. You know, you play ball with us, and then you'll be able to take over and crush your competitors and everything else because we'll protect you. But you need to play ball the right way. We're going to change capitalism. That's what's happening. There is a new economic system that has already been introduced. And that economic system, part of it is called modern monetary theory. I talk about it in my book, The Great Reset, and again in the follow-up book. The modern monetary theory 6 years ago was insane. Basically, what it says is we don't have to have the tax revenue to pay these bills. We can just print as much money as we want. Well, that's what they're doing. Well, that's what they did in Germany in the Weimar Republic. We know, because math remains math, there is something as an absolute truth, and the closest we can get to it is mathematics. It doesn't work. But that's just to bring the in my opinion, to bring the United States down to everybody else's level. For 40 years, we tried to bring the world up, and it worked. Not universally and not everywhere, but wherever it was truly tried and tried without corruption, it did improve the lives of people. Capitalism works. Well, the Chinese thought of this new idea of fascism, bringing the state in with business. Instead of taking businesses away from people and owning the businesses, they let people own and run the business as long as you're in line with the state. Well, that's what we're building now. Donald Trump doesn't believe in that. In fact, the reason why they have to kill him, I believe, is because he's the only one that stands in the way of this new global government and this new global business elite. He doesn't believe in it. People are saying, he's saying fight. The first words out of his mouth were fight, fight, fight. Yes. Isn't there anything worth fighting for? And I don't mean with guns. I don't mean a civil war. Isn't there anything are your children worth fighting for? Of course they are. Your children worth standing up for? Of course they are. Are your children worth dying for? Yes. Yes, they are. Hopefully you don't ever have to get there. But yes, they are. You know you would sacrifice your life for your child. You know it. Here's what I want you to do. When you hear the fight, 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 I want you to think Donald Trump doesn't mean just that it's worth dying for, because I do believe our country and our freedom of our children and the future of our children is worth dying for. But I don't want to get there. I hope we don't ever get there. Fight. Stand up. Because our children and our children's future is worth living for. That's the key. Now, yesterday there was a really awkward interview with Lester Holt where Joe Biden is just engaging in the same lies. And I would really like to make it very apparent by using the audio of both what Biden has been saying over and over again and the audio of what was actually said at the time. And then you decide who is telling you the truth. Here's Lester Holt and Joe Biden talking about Charlottesville again. Listen.
I wasn't going to run again because I lost my son. I didn't feel it. And until I watched what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. Those folks coming out of the woods with torches, carrying swastikas, singing the same Nazi bile, was accompanied by this Ku Klux Klan, and a young woman was killed. And I was a bystander. And the then president was asked, what do you think? He said, they're very fine people on both sides. Not fine people on both sides. No excuse, zero.
Okay. You can go to Snopes and look this up. But I urge you to do that. But why take the time to do that when I can just present you with the actual audio of what Trump said in 2017? Listen.
And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay?
So now you are left with this question. Why would President Biden continue to tell this lie? There's one thing you can dismiss that, no joke, I was a truck driver. No, he wasn't. No joke, I was a constitutional scholar for many years. No, he wasn't. No joke, the ladies love me. No, Joe, they don't. Well, the children love me. No, they don't either. They're creeped out by you. The one thing that you can say about Joe Biden is he always is self-aggrandizing. And I think that's because he's really never done anything. I mean, he was a senator, yes, but he was not the world's greatest senator by any means. And there's lots of senators on both sides that kind of fall into this category. And he thinks of himself as a great man. You can take those kinds of lies and kind of feel sorry for him. Not this one. And these lies like this one that the left continues to tell, they are told for a reason, to get you to believe something that is not true. So if you're listening today for the first time and you're thinking anew, you're thinking, maybe I've missed something, this is what you're missing. I talk to people all the time who have no clue as to what is going on in the world. They have only heard the mainstream media and the left, and they have left out facts. Now, we can spin things any way we want, but facts are facts. Why listen to people who constantly, knowingly, tell you something about a fact that is not true? Don't worry. Inflation, it's transitory. Don't worry. People are doing better. Is that true? And can you afford another 4 years of that?